Hey guys, I'm really excited to be back and talking to you about HitFilm Pro version 14. But before I do, you're going to want to check out our Black Friday sale that starts on November the 26th. It's the biggest one we've ever done, so save your pennies and check that out. Now, on to HitFilm. There is so much in version 14. It's really hard to cover, but I'm going to go for it. We're going to start with the UI. First of all, we've got our little mini audio meters. You guys have asked for this. It's really practical, really useful, and it's there straight on the viewer. You can do really cool things now with your effects, like you can drag and drop them onto the viewer, yay, but if it's got like a position property or a color property, where you drag and drop it, say for a lens flare, is where the lens flare will appear. If it's the green screen, where you drop it, that's the green it will select. This is a massive time saver. We've actually modified and improved our containers and panels so they're much easier to work with. Firstly, in the container, if you click on the burger icon, you can add panels directly from that, and then on the actual panels themselves, you can get help from there, you can close them or you can float them. It's much better, much more intuitive. So we've also improved the search filtering, so you should find it much easier to find what you want. Or you can click the U key and this will show you any properties you've modified or any that you've animated. This is a really big time saver, particularly once your comps start getting a little bit confusing. Another thing that makes it easier is now when you add masks, they are randomly assigned a different color. You can change this color, but it makes it easier to organize what you're looking at. Also with masks, if you now double click on the mask controls, they will create a mask that is exactly the same size as the layer that it's being applied to. Big time saver if you're just trying to want to crop in on something or create an oval for a vignette, for instance. Another great time saver is now on the layer, you can click on the visibility or the lock and then just drag down without letting go of the mouse and switch on or lock multiple items at the same time. We've added a great new interface for the effects, so rather than an unwieldy menu, now when you click on it, a new dialog pops up, which you can then just type into it, it will do a search and you can press return and instantly add that effect. This is great if you just know the names of the effects that you want, but you don't want to have to be like using the mouse a lot. You can also pin this open to add multiple effects at the same time. To make things better, it also shows the recent effects that you've actually added, and now you can add favorite effects too, so you have a folder full of your most favorite effects so you don't ever lose those. We've also added all the cool behavior effects that we have in the compositor to the editor as well, because why not? You do loads of text work there. But wait, that is not all. In the last year, we've really been focusing on improving the text inside the software. We've had surveys coming back from you guys saying text is a big thing, you do loads of titling. What we wanted to aim for now is to get there to be equal with the best in the industry. So we've added loads to our text. We've got caps and small caps. We've got sentence case. We've got vertical and horizontal scaling of the characters as well. We've got improved kerning, because kerning is very, very important. We've got subscript, superscript, baseline shift. We've basically got everything you want to make very, very beautiful text. Another thing that's really dear to our hearts, all of us, is exporting. We want to get that media out of the software, and this hasn't been the strongest part of HitFilm, so we've tried to make it a lot better. We got rid of the export section, now we have an export panel. This is fantastic because you can drag and drop comps from your media bin straight into it, media into it, layers into it, just to add them to the queue. We've also got a much faster process if you go to the file menu and go to export, it'll ask you for a file name and it'll straight away start that export there and then. You don't need to know about the queue to make that happen. We also thought, well, we've made it easier, but we should also make it faster. So if you've got one of those hardware accelerated cards that we already support, which are Intel and NVIDIA on PC, you're going to experience much faster exports. For a typical like editing use case, this can be up to 50% faster. On the compositor, title editing, that kind of stuff, 30% faster. It's a huge improvement. But I can hear you AMD guys saying, what about us? Well, in 14.1 that will come out soon after 14, we're going to be adding hardware decoding for AMD hardware as well. We also now support Imerge Pro files inside HitFilm. So if you're working on something like a text or a title inside Imerge and you want to bring it to HitFilm, you can do that. But then you can also continue editing it in Imerge and it will live update inside HitFilm, which is brilliant. We're bringing those two products closer together all the time. We're really excited to bring out something that we announced back at NAB, which is support for certain After Effects plugins. Everyone here is a big Andrew Kramer fan, who isn't? And we wanted to support some of his best stuff inside HitFilm, particularly. So we've got Optical Flares, Orb, and Element 3D. So you can now get his plugins and they work in HitFilm just like they would inside After Effects. We've also got support for Trapcode Particular, and depending on how this feature goes, we're going to add more in the future. As you can see, we've been doing loads of updates here. In fact, we have the whole year and it's really, really exciting. I haven't even begun to cover some of the other stuff like auto-saving or using layers and comps as 3D model textures, which just opens up a world of possibilities. If you want to know more about all of this than I can possibly go into here, check out our blog. There's loads more details there, or just go and download the software. There's more exciting stuff to come. So as well as HitFilm version 14, we actually have Imerge version 5. We have been crazy busy around here. There's loads of excellent new features. I'm going to take you through some of those now. We've added an awesome denoise effect, which gets rid of the noise in your image without wrecking all the details. We've added a really cool skin retouch effect to the software. This basically looks for details in the image which might not be optimal, and it gives them a more glossy look and creates for much prettier portraits. Since we launched Imerge, we've really wanted to have an awesome bevel and emboss effect, but this has been hard because it needs custom UI. We've created that custom UI and it's actually one of the nicest bevel and emboss tools I've ever used. We've added a really great fractal noise tool, and this is kind of the basis for all sorts of other tools that we've added to do with like energy distortion, smoke distortion and fluid distortion. These are really great if you're creating a sophisticated composite and you want to blend layers together. We use them all the time on the stuff we do in HitFilm. We've also added the color match background effect, so if you already have a cutout model that you want to make look like they have the same coloring as a background, you can use this effect to match the two together. Yet again, there's far too much stuff to list here, and the best place to find out about it is to head over to the blog and check it out, or just download the software. You can ask questions down below, we'll try and answer all of them, and do subscribe and click that bell icon so you get all the videos. And I'll see you next time.